how does the in-person check-in process work? So this is sort of one of our Carnival basics topics for people who haven't really cruised before. So we've got our tutorial video up on YouTube, and there's going to be an update to that on how to do the online check-in. But what's it like once you're there physically in person? What's that like? So one thing you're absolutely going to want to do as part of your online check-in process is you do have the opportunity to print out your check-in form. It also allows you to print like baggage tags and general information, and that is up to you. But you absolutely want to print your check-in form. And so this will have your name on it, it'll have your cabin number, it'll have your arrival time, that kind of information. Very important. You want to have a physical printout of this with you, the piece of paper in your hands when you're at the port, getting ready to go on the ship. And you're also going to want to have your passport. Now, as Canadian cruisers, we always use passports. There might be some options where you can do other things. We don't know a lot about that. But even if you do, I highly recommend just using a passport. It is universally identifiable, and because it is compatible with so many computer systems and people are trained on passports, it's going to make your time easier. So my advice is just have a passport. It's better all the way around. So you want to show up with this printout and your passport. Have the printout inserted into your passport to the picture page so that it's all there and accessible very quickly. So that's half of the prep you're going to want to do. The other half of your preparation before going to the port or once you arrive at port is you're going to be going through a security check that is similar to the airport. It's not quite as rigorous, it feels sometimes, like they don't ask you to take your shoes off. But it's basically like that. So you're going through a metal detector. So my advice is before you get in that lineup, take a second to take all the metal things and put it in your backpack or your luggage. So, your watch, your cell phone, your glasses, your belt, a lot of those things don't actually have metal or not enough metal to trip the sensor if it's just like a little screw or something, like the little screw in your glasses. But if you don't need the glasses to see, I recommend just putting all that in your bag. It makes it go faster and it makes it go easier. And, there's enough going on that you don't need that distraction or that delay. So that's basically it. Go in with your printed out check-in form, your passport, and all the metal stuff, the change, the keys in your pocket, whatever, in your backpack. You're not supposed to be taking pictures or filming or being on your phone in the security area anyways. So if you're thinking, what if I want to, text somebody or take a picture or something, in the security area, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. So just put it in your bag. Once you're through security, then you can bust it out. And going forward, you can do those things. But just through the security line. So normally when you arrive at the port, and let's say you've got all that stuff ready to go, there's going to be Carnival staff out and there's going to be signs that'll tell you where to go. If you have Faster to the Fun, or you are a Platinum or Diamond guest or a Suite guest, you have priority. And it'll say that on your printout. It'll say the word priority. And there will be a separate lineup for those people. Otherwise, it's just a basic general lineup. There might have a lineup based on your check-in time that'll be pre-assigned when you go through the online process. But it's pretty straightforward. So you'll go up and normally there'll be someone who will verify your documents just to make sure, that you are the person on the picture and that you're there at the correct time in the correct place. It's nothing too rigorous. In the past, there used to be a health questionnaire. You had to declare if you were pregnant, all this other stuff. It seems like Carnival has completely gotten away with that paperwork. I have encountered at some ports still that they might have a tablet where they verbally ask you the questions, but you don't have to worry about any extra paperwork. So it's just the one piece of paper, your passport, and have all the metal stuff in your luggage, and you're good to go. So after that first initial check-in, then you'll go through security while you put your stuff up on the metal detector, and it'll go through. You'll walk through a metal detector, and if it goes off, they might wand you, take stuff out of your pocket, make you go back. That's why it's a good idea to have all the metal in your bags. But ideally, you just walk through. If you have a hat, take the hat off and hold it so they can see the inside. They might want to touch the brim just to make sure it's okay. It goes super fast. They're super polite. They normally have a good sense of humor. On this particular trip, there were staff that were singing outside the terminal and during the check-in process and even in the security area. So still, people in a really good mood for the most part. And that's pretty much it. Then you just follow signs to get on the ship. Now, if you're there early or there's a delay, you might have to wait in sort of some seating areas or whatever. There might be public announcements. Just follow the basic instructions, but it's really straightforward. And if you show up at the appropriate time and you come prepared, generally there's not much of a wait unless the computer systems have crashed or something. But by and large, it's a real easy, seamless, almost fun experience. And, your mileage will vary at different ports, but like Long Beach has recently renovated itself, and they've got the seating area. It's really quite nice. It is a very civilized way to go and check in and go through security. So that's pretty much the experience. And again, they might take your picture after you get through security, continue the check-in, or they may not. And they might give you the card, at the counter after you've gone through security, or it might be waiting for you on the ship. But they'll explain things really well. If you ask for a ship map, they'll give you one that can help you find your way around. It's really quite an easy process. And once you're on board the ship, if you want to find your cabin, you can ask anybody. They can show you how to get to your cabin.